Hey YouTubers, this is RC Mike. I did a long version of the bearing replacement on this fly. The bearings I'll be using are a Traxxas 7020. It's a 12 by 8 by 3.5 millimeter bearing. So in any event, we're going to get started pulling this radio apart, and I'll do it in actual time. I've done this a few times, so I'm not going to touch on every detail that we're doing here, but first thing you want to do is pop this thing up, this cover, and there's a little screw inside here, which is one, and I don't recommend using a drill on these plastic parts because you can damage it, but if you're careful, you want to hold the base of this radio down, not down on this part, but right here, so you don't pull this whole thing off, but pull this wheel off. And what you're going to have is this bearing is going to be placed right on this shaft here of your radio. And the first thing you want to do is just score around that bearing so you have a real good idea as to where you're going to drill your hole. The drill I'm going to be using is a step bit from Harbor Freight, and it works very well. The second to the last step is perfect as far as getting my hole the right size, and this hole in this piece of plastic is extremely crucial, so that's why you want to kind of score it and get an idea as to where you're going to drill, or where you need to drill up to. Once you get to this point, you need to take these 3 screws out. It goes pretty fast, and like I say, you don't want to strip them out. And then once you get that done, there's a little sticker in here that comes off. I like to try to salvage that sticker just so it looks a little nicer when you get it all done. So we'll place that there, and then there's 2 more screws right here. And again, I don't recommend using a drill unless you're very competent, because this mod can go very badly real quick if you strip out one of these screws. So inside your radio, you've got your shaft. You can see the white dust on this shaft. It's from basically rubbing the other plastic case. You can see how it's starting to wear, and what happens, it squeaks, and it's kind of annoying. So that's what we're trying to fix. So we're going to drill out this hole, and like I say, I've done this quite a few times. You want to be real careful when you're drilling this and not drill too far. As you drill, you want to remove your debris off your bit, and you're drilling right up to that hole. And like I say, as you get closer to it, you'll see your mark there, and you want to make sure you're going right up to it. And if you have to adjust it all, now's the time before you get it all the way drilled out. Now that we've got our hole drilled, now you can test fit your bearing. You can slide it in there and test fit. That should slide right inside there. The actual size on this step bit is a 15/32, or you can use a 12 millimeter drill, but that's a little hard to come by. Also, a body reamer works for that too. But anyway, once you get that bearing on there, you're gonna just kind of clean your shaft on the radio, and there's a little lip right here. Your bearing's going to drop right down to that, so it should slide right in there, and you want to hold the back side and push it right down to that lip is where we're gonna go. So that's it as far as how far that goes down. And then this will go right back in there. And once you get that bearing on there, you'll put this back on top, fitting that in, pulling that up, getting that together, and then you'll have the two short screws go in here and here. And like I say, you want to be very careful when you're reinstalling these screws that you do not over tighten them. Stripping these screws out at this point can make the project into a length. Screws in. You want to just put that sticker back in place so it looks like it did before you took it apart. Oh, I recommend using a screwdriver. However, this is the quick version of how fast this should take if you've done it once or twice before. Put the screws back in. And then the back side of the wheel has a key on there, a flat spot, and then of course another flat spot on the radio. And just coincide that together. I like to just put the wheel on there and then let the screw pull the wheel down so that I'm not pushing on the radio or causing it to have any unnecessary pressure inside there. And then once you finish that, you put your cover back on and just press it inside there. And that's about how long it should take to put that bearing in. So that's the quick version. If you want to see the long version, I do have a long version video that shows a little more in depth on all the steps and things to take to put this bearing in. So we'll see you next time.